David was a happily married man. However, what he thought was a one-time indiscretion would almost cost him vastly more than he would ever want to pay. The video is titled, "My Vision of Hell After I Almost Died." We hope you enjoy David's story. Hello. My name is David. I work out of Seattle as a tech engineer. I have a wife and 2 children. Most people used to look at me and my wife Carla and think we had it all. I have 2 homes. One is our primary residence. The second one is a beachfront rental home. With a wife and 2 small children, what more could a man want? The problem was that my job required me to travel out of town a lot. I sold security products to many companies across the nation. My downfall was getting involved with another woman. Her name was Monica. It all began when Monica became one of my co-workers. Monica would ask me questions about the line of products. I felt complimented that out of everyone, this young woman usually chose to ask me questions. Monica and I began to travel together on business trips. Everything was fine until one of the trips out of town. We went to meet with the owner of the Millionaire Flight Group. He sought to check out some of our products for security enhancements on the private jets. We made the sale. It was cause for a celebration. After the meeting ended, Monica and I agreed to meet at the beach to discuss the details. That evening, we ate and drank wine on the beach. We listened to music and danced all evening as we talked. To my surprise, Monica told me she was jealous of my wife. She went on to tell me how she longed to have a man in her life like me. I tried to console her. I assured her that at 27, she still had plenty of time to meet the right person. I told her I believed she would eventually meet someone and be as happy as Carla and I were. I did not expect that we would end up going to bed together. Of course, the following morning I apologized. I told her that we would just keep our sexual experience quiet and not let my wife know about it. From what I could tell, Monica seemed to agree. But I was wrong. She wasn't okay about keeping it a secret. Monica told Carla about the spontaneous sex we had during the week. Then there was an argument between Carla and me. One night when I came home from the office, Carla was sitting there looking at me strangely. I told her I was hungry and wanted her to make something nice for dinner. I looked at her and she didn't say anything, so I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. Then Carla and I argued about me having sex with Monica. I have never seen my wife so angry. It was my first time having sex with someone outside of my marriage. Nevertheless, after Carla heard about it, she cursed at me. I knew that she was upset because she rarely did that. I became upset and frustrated that Monica had done what I thought we had agreed she would not do. My wife became physical with me. Carla pushed me hard and caused me to stumble backward. I did not like being in a physical confrontation with my wife, so I left the house. I decided to go to a bar. I planned to return home after she had gone to bed. I drove to a lounge on the west side of town and had a few drinks. After about 3 hours, I was ready to go back home. I got into my Buick and started up the ignition. I was a little intoxicated but felt confident I would safely make it back home. The weather had changed from evening to night. It was foggy. Even worse, visibility was extremely low. But I figured I'd be okay. I started up my Buick and started driving. I drove at the usual miles per hour despite the low visibility. I did not see the curve on the highway and plunged my car into the rail and pole. My car was totaled. I had a severe back injury from the crash. I found out later that several people stopped and helped me out of the wreckage. One of the women gave me CPR. My spirit moved out of my body. I was floating in the air. I looked down and saw the emergency healthcare team moving me in a gurney. I saw a strange-looking creature approaching. It had red eyes and reptilian skin. I believe it was a demon. The demon lunged towards me. It grabbed and held me in a tight grip. The demon was flying in the sky with me wrapped in its arms. The flight was faster than the speed of light. I shook out of fear. We came to a horrible looking place. It was the highest mountain I have ever seen. The creature flew me above the mountain. As I looked below, there seemed to be no bottom. Molten lava spewed in streams inside and outside of it. People were jumping off the cliff into the bottomless pit. It was as if some unseen force was causing them to do it. From far above, the black mountain and sky slightly glowed from the fires. I tried to get out of the demon's clutches to no avail. It was much bigger and stronger than a human being. I heard the screams of millions of people in agony. I screamed, "Let me go! Let me go! What do you want from me?" The demon replied, "You are one of us now." The demon began to laugh eerily. It fell into the middle of the mountain with me, where the ground was black. I felt my whole body heat up as the demon led me lower and lower. As we descended, darkness seemed to envelope us. The demon came to a place where darkness and fires extended endlessly. I felt a heat like an oven that didn't let up. I saw demons spreading among people. The creatures tortured people, beating some with chains and eating others alive. I saw people trying to escape. They screamed so loudly. Not only were they tortured, they were on fire. But they did not die. Their faces were permanently twisted in agony. I believe there are billions of suffering souls in there. I started crying thinking I had died and gone to hell. "Jesus, help me," I cried. Tears streamed down my eyes. I heard a voice. "The patient is awake." I opened my eyes. I looked at my arms. I was wearing a hospital gown. I saw that I was lying on a hospital bed. The doctor and medical staff checked my vital signs. The doctor asked me several questions. I saw Carla standing behind them. After they left the room, Carla held my hands. There were tears in her eyes. She told me she was glad I was alive. I learned that I had been unconscious for about 24 hours. Carla and I hugged and cried. That was 5 years ago. Shortly after recuperating, I changed jobs. I currently work for a cable TV company. My salary is not much, but it is enough to make ends meet. I started going to church with my family. My life has significantly changed since I had my prophetic vision. 2 Peter 2, 1-9. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Amen.